The next question is from a Baltic country. In question and answer session of the 4th of June, you spoke about the shooting to the White House in 1993, and you said that it was the best possible option for Russia.
Yes, I did.
Regarding this, there are 4 clarifying sub-questions. The first one. What goals did Western countries pursue when they supported this particular option? That is, supported Yeltsin, raw material suppliers, but not the parliament, production business.
The USSR was a nuclear power. It had nuclear weaponry, nuclear plants. It possessed branched environmentally hazardous industry. Introduction of independence a la Ukraine, where everyone is a master of his swamp, was leading to the loss of control over these processes. It could have ended in a serious catastrophe. Not only nuclear, but chemical and environmental. There were many issues, and it was necessary to gradually remove them. Everything had to be closed up under as much control as possible, leaving some industries to function to support the West. And Western countries lived on it. That's why we were left with some industries. We paid with raw materials for blast furnace production and with just raw materials. We supplied them through the brain drain. Famous Boeing is virtually half ours and a lot more stuff. Nobody was willing to negotiate with numerous local kings. It was impossible. But to appoint their own chief constable who would govern everything and for whom you would create top management of your citizens looked quite acceptable. Naturally, not to lose power over such a serious country, which might lead to environmental disaster as a result of chain reaction. Say, power plants would start to blow up, or somebody would steal nuclear bombs. Can you imagine what could have happened to the world? Everything needed to be under control. Total control was necessary, not power dispersed among local kings. And consider what was going on then. Every local entity a separate state. That is what it was all leading to. This tendency continued under Yeltsin as well, but it had to be guided rather than to be unregulated and chaotic. To make this process controlled, a gamble on Yeltsin was taken.
The second sub-question. Why did Western snipers shoot at people?
But were we supposed to like Yeltsin? He was to be hated. And inside the country, there had to be a powerful political group that would accuse Yeltsin of these actual crimes and of the fact that he pursued another state's interests.
There is a clarification to this question. Did they want to ignite a conflict? But you said that production business group would have done it themselves. Does that mean that they supported the wrong side?
No, the production business wouldn't have fully succeeded. Check out General Rudskoy call to the aviation. Fly and bomb. Bomb who? Bomb the city, the people. They only worked on destabilization of governance in the country. In this aspect, to shoot people is to lay a delayed action mine under future political climate in the country and society. So they did it for Yeltsin beforehand.
The third sub-question. Who stood behind the West? Was it the global predictor or country elite?
Stood behind the West? You mean who implemented it here? It was implemented by the country elites of different countries. Almost all countries took part. Not only the United States, but Great Britain and Germany, all of them. But all these country elites only served as a toolkit in the hands of the global predictor. Because global predictor doesn't have its own managerial staff, Its governance is of another kind and doesn't use power structures. Only states, country elites possess power structures.
And the last, fourth sub-question. Amendment to the Constitution and consolidation of presidential authority. Is this a means of a power struggle between clans, or was it one of the goals of the West?
That's the question I have just answered. Of course, fight between clans needed to be suppressed for some time, and then it would have been let loose. The point of Yeltsin's slogan, "Take as much independence as you like," is just that. Russia had to disappear. But this process had to be controlled, and Yeltsin had to be hated by everybody, and everybody had to wish to run away to the subjects of the Federation, flats as to say, as it was done to the USSR when everybody ran to their national flats, republics that had been specifically created beforehand.